have a little story, seeing as I haven't done one in a while. And the last time I done a story, it was on a card, and that's what I usually do it on. I usually do them on Call of Duty, but I need to get some practice in while doing Playground. Some 1v1s for the actual solo games, because I haven't played proper solos in ages. One vaulted weapon. One vaulted weapon. I want to try and get the Tacus and to be fair. So guys, like, okay, so when I land, so that's the story. So pretty much, guys, this story is pretty much a very important story, but it's not like it's not a very important story to me or a very unimportant story to me. But I just found it quite weird, but at the time I was like really afraid to do it. At the time I was like afraid because it was just a bit weird. But what it is okay, so I'll set the scene too. I'll say the whole week because it's happened over like the period of a week. So it's a Monday morning. I walk into school and I walk through the lane like I usually do. Nothing special about it. Walk through the lane like I've done like hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of times before. But then this time it feels weird. It feels like I'm being watched by something or someone. It's just like, I thought I felt someone watching me. I shrugged it off because I thought it might have just been someone walking down behind me. Like a couple of feet behind me or something. Brush it off, same thing happens the next day, and also while I'm walking home on Monday. I look back, there's no one else in the lane with me. I look in front, no one's in the lane. I look to the gardens, I was like, maybe there's just some kids or someone in the gardens. It was like, it's a lane, it goes behind people's houses. It's a little wooden lane. And then pretty much what happens is, Wednesday comes around after the same thing happened on Tuesday. It didn't happen in the Tuesday morning though. On Tuesday, this is back in year 8 though, to be fair, so this is quite a while ago. Like, this was about Christmas time of year 8, so quite a bit ago now. But anyway, as I'm walking back as I'm walking to school on Wednesday, I see someone and I'm like, okay, it's just someone there. But like I say, it's a public footpath. It's not like I'm the only person that knows about it. Everyone on my estate pretty much knows about it. So it's not like I didn't expect to see anyone there, but he just acted a bit weird. Like, he was always looking back at me. He was always like being conscientious. He kept stopping. I didn't want to say anything to him just in case he had problems or if he was like waiting for someone or something. It would be really awkward if I did. It would have been really awkward if he was like, if he wasn't even looking at me, if he was looking at someone else, like he was looking at someone else. Well, anyway, like I said, I decided just to ignore it, just because it's a public footpath. People tend to meet there all the time. And he wasn't wearing like trashy clothes like something you would expect a paedophile to wear. He was wearing like a blue puffer jacket, which is appropriate for back when that time was. But it was appropriate for the time then. So I didn't think anything of it, and he was wearing black skinny jeans. So I didn't really think anything of it. I thought he was just like a normal guy on a walk or something. Oh wait, there's someone. So I walk up into the lane. I see the guy stop. So I'm like, it's probably nothing. I just don't get you. Just don't think anything. I walk into my house, and then what I don't realise is the fact that he's actually looking at me, because I didn't realise that he was actually looking at me this entire time while I'd gone, while I was walking back down to my house and everything. So that's when I got really freaked out. I got really conscientious.
Straight up to the top. I told you the action was high, and this is like only half the people. There's a whole other group who's landed on the top of you. Haven't even got to see yet. All right, see that one there, that one there. There's a pretty good loadout to kick the game off with.
Oh, keep messing up.
We're actually gonna grab the blue right now. All the way up to
It was just like really confusing, and you'd be like, oh, how did you know he was looking at you? Because I looked back before I went into my house and I saw him looking, but at the time I didn't think anything of it. He could just be looking down,
my aim. That's just embarrassing.
so I just ignored it. Thursday comes around, same thing, feel like someone's watching me. But then Friday comes around, and this time I get to come home early because I'm going to do something which requires me to come home early. I think I was going out into town or something to get some new stuff. And then I get the feeling that someone's watching me. And then I see the exact same guy, but I saw a van at the end of the thing. And then he slowly starts walking towards me a lot faster. So then that's when I'm like, shit, am I about to get kidnapped? This is the day I get kidnapped. So I decide to walk up through the lane, and then I hear the van slowly start to drive off. Like at the speed that it means, like it feels like it's at that sort of pace where you know it's trying to like get away quietly. Like you know he's trying to get away quietly at this point. They're not making it realistic. It's like not hard to tell. But anyway, I then look down on the roundabout. I see the van again. I turn behind me. I see the guy around maybe 40 feet away from me. I decide, fuck this. He starts picking up pace as I look at him. I'm frozen shock, I'm frozen fear, just in case. I don't know what's gonna happen. Someone else is about to come up behind me, grab me. So I take into initiative. My name's Parkour Manual. My name's Jed the Parkour, so I take initiative. I run to the little bridge that's there, which you can drop down. I run, wrap my hands around the bar, and then I just bail out of the side. I grab it, and I just go. And I drop down. He tries to grab me while I'm falling. I don't know if, like, because for all I know, guys, this guy might not even be have been trying to abduct me. But I've been seeing the same guy every single day, so it was just a bit fishy in my opinion. The fact that he was always there while I was walking home, I could always feel him looking at me. So I decided to bail from him. Like, I'm a bit too heavy for him to pick up probably. I'm probably a bit too heavy for him to pick up, so he struggles to get me up. So then all of a sudden, I drop down, and then he runs down the little side path that you can go down to come down here as well. I drop down, and by the time he's down, I've already hid myself. If you guys want to know where I hid myself pretty much, is underneath the thing. There's two ways you can go out. You can go one way or two ways. I almost got caught by him because when he dropped down, well, walked down, I should say, dropped down, walked down. I heard him, I heard a thud. Well, anyway, like I was saying, pretty much out of nowhere, like, this guy pretty much just tries to kidnap me. So I decide to walk back towards and up through the main estate. But while I'm walking up the main estate, I see him again. And this time he's walking up with a van, and the van goes up the main street. While he walks up the way that I went, which is in front of the school but behind all the houses. And then he starts slowly picking up pace towards me, not like he's dead ass running to me, like that sort of pace when you fast walk because you forgot your keys or something, like that sort of pace. So I decide, fuck it, and the school's still on now. School's on, everything's on, because I got to go home around lunchtime, so around 1:20, well, 1:15, 1:20. Let's go. And then all of a sudden I hear him shout, "Come here." And that's when I'm like, fuck that, screw that, I ain't dying today, fuck it. I hop a fence, I'm in the school, I run through the woods that cut back into the little mountain next to where the thing is where I first saw him. And you guys are gonna say to me, oh well, that was just stupid, Jed, why would you do that? Oh, that was just a stupid idea, Jed, why would you do that? Why would you go back to where he was? Why would you go back there? The reason I went back there is so he maybe thought I wasn't going to go back there. Of course I was wrong and he obviously outsmarted me. First thing he does is he follows through the way I went. Keep in mind now, he ran through the school. Because the only way he could have got me that quick is if he ran for the allotments. But the only way he's going to run for the allotments, especially this time of the day, is if he hopped the fence. And the fence is around, like, the fence is really tall. It's not a small fence that you could really just jump straight over. Well, anyway, like I was saying, this guy is just not giving up. He's just running and he's running and he's running for me. This guy's just running for me and he's just running for me and he's just running and running, following me. But after I get through the woods and land on the mountain, there's a way that not many people know about going down that mountain. So I take that way, but I'm not fast enough for him not to see me going that way. He sees me, and all of a sudden, activity.
Okay, a little bit of damage right there. Always appreciated. And okay, these two are still having a fight. We're gonna build up here. All the way up. Get above this guy. Get more resources. Chop this tree down. Okay, where is he? Is he gonna be on the low ground? We're down there. Let's get in. We're gonna get in the zone. And we're gonna push them.
Like I was saying,
Line order. We don't get more resources soon. We're gonna be out really bad.
pretty much he's not giving up on me, so I decided to take the secret way, but I'm obviously not fast enough to get away from a fucking man who's probably, I don't know, I'm not even gonna fucking say an age, he's probably like a fucking 40 knob stained pedophile or something. But I'm not losing him anytime soon, just the way he's able to catch me. If he's not in arms to grab me or anything, then all of a sudden I lose him, and I'm really confused how I lost him. I sit down, well, I climb a tree pretty much. I jump into a tree just to make sure if he is following me, I can see him before he sees me. Wow, I'm lost. But anyway, like I was saying, guys, I lose him. I climb into a tree, and I see him run past, and he's on the phone, and he said, I can't hear him from the like how high up he is. Like I heard him say something like lost, and then coming back to you. But that was about it. That's like all I hear him really say. And this happened ages ago, and nothing really happened since. So he either like probably gave up, or he was just waiting for a good time. I don't really walk through the lane anymore, unless it's like to go get some from a shop. But after I cannot find him at all, like I look for him. Well, I don't look for him. Like I look out for him while I'm walking home. But then I think I see him while I'm walking home, so I decide to like run as fast as I can away. But then it's just nothing. Well, pretty much after this, I go straight home, I tell my mum, and then she's just like, just don't go out for a couple of weeks then or something. Well, don't go out for a couple of days or something. So yeah, pretty much that's my story about how I almost got abducted.